In today's show, we're taking a look from The Legend of Zelda, Good Smile Company, Figma Toys, Link. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. I'm your host, Red, and I am happy to do something a little more different, something different that maybe I haven't covered on this show. And we're looking at the Figma Toys Link from The Legend of Zelda. Now, this episode, just so you guys know, this episode is sponsored by Chris, and I'm going to put a link to his Instagram. So do me a favor, guys, show some love to Chris. He reached out to me on Instagram. He asked me to review this figure. If he sends it to me, he got it on Big Bad Toy Stores. Send it over to me. I'm gonna review it, and I'm gonna send it back since it is a sponsored show for today. He wanted just to see my review, what I thought about the figure. And right out of the box, guys, or maybe right out of the gate, with what you spend on these Figma toys, man, you've got a lot of stuff. And even before I hit the record button, guys, I was trying to familiarize myself with how Figma does things, and it's just a little bit different. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I will be coming in and out of the video as I do things. What I will tell you is the time that I spent trying to understand the ins and out of the figure, and I get it, guys. It's an action figure, but because it's so small, there's delicate moving parts here. I had to heat up the figure. I had to learn how to remove certain things. Want to show you the details. Want to show you how ingenious some things are on this. So with that said, why don't we jump in with the housekeeping now? The beautiful thing, and again, Mcfarlane is a little different, and you guys know I always do Mcfarlane because it's a cheaper thing, but he does come, if you're not familiar with Figma, they do come with an instruction booklet for your action figure. And you look at it here, guys, you'll see that we've got a lot of things to cover and a lot of things that we're going to show you that are just blowing me away on how this company does things. Why I'm impressed by this is because lately I've been watching a lot of stop motion videos, and I started seeing more of our counterparts overseas, and I noticed that they barely do American action figures, and they stick to these Japanese-made action figures. And again, I don't know if Figma is a Japanese company, so let me know in the comments, guys. I don't know anything about this company. Like, I pretty good with Mcfarlane and our American counterparts, but I've noticed, even speaking to the professionals like Chino Moreno out there, those guys out there in the world, Chino told me that it's not only the size of the figure as well, it's the posability for being such a small action figure, and you get more bang for your buck. And like I'm noticing it comes with a lot of stuff. So we already saw the instructions. As you know, just like Mesco, I am familiar with that. They provide a little baggie to put your accessories. Chris, highly recommend that you use this. And the reason I'm saying that to Chris, because Chris is a huge Zelda Link fan. He loves him. And man, I was more than happy to jump on board and say, yes, let's review it. Comes with a little bag. It does say Figma. I didn't take the tape off. I'll let Chris take the honor of doing that. I took everything out. Now, it comes with a stand. And it's a very, very simple stand that you could plug in and take off. And I'll probably use it in this video to hold up Link, because here's the thing. Not only does he have a spot for his sheath to put him in, but he's got something to hold him there, while I'm reviewing the guy. So I'm going to take that out of the way. It's just a basic stand with an arm that you can actually, with small screwdrivers, as you can see here, you can tighten them up. So now he comes with an extra hairdo. It looks like it's a action hairdo and a yelling face. And guys, I know that Zelda has been around. It has a huge fan base. I could tell by Chris's love for him. I've only played Legend of Zelda when it first came out on Nintendo, so you can imagine how long ago that's been. So not to give away my age or let you know how old I am, this should tell you, you know, how old that I really am. So you get a screaming face, you get that there. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to take out just 2 of these hands, but they come in these separate little packages, so you know. But I'm going to take out the hands that have where you can hold swords and the shield, only just to demonstrate it. I'm going to leave the rest alone. These little hands make me nervous. I don't want anything to break. But when I was messing around changing the faces, I had to use a blow dryer. So if you're going to do that, guys, use a blow dryer on your figure. Let's jump to this because I was just really blown away by the details of this. I mean, look at that. Look at the colors. Just amazing. And like I said, we've got a lot to cover here. Put that to the side there. I remember there was a master sword. So if that's correct, here's the interesting thing, guys. The hands that, you know, that grip the sword, they don't open up. So do not try to pry it open. On the contrary, the sword, the little peg in the back, and you slide it into the hand, and I'll show you guys later. But please try not to lose this little piece, you know, for the sword. It does fit snug, so it's not going anywhere. But if you find it that it tends to be a little loose, try with a small needle to put a little bit of poster putty in there, and it'll you know, it'll make it fit snug. Just be very, very careful. And again, guys, I have seen some stop motion with this actual figure right here. Mind blowing. Mind blowing what people are doing with these figures. Oh, sorry about that. I hit the camera. Now, the shield. The shield has the same concept as the sword. You want to, don't try to force the arm. I believe the pegs do come off from what I saw, as you can see, where he holds it. And then I believe this part here, boom, opens up. So we'll go through those steps later on. I believe also based on the instructions that this one also might come off, but let's take a look real quickly. And again, this is all new to me, guys. It does come off, but it is a little stiff, so I'm not going to break it. So later on as we, whoops, there you go. You guys love that stuff. You guys get a kick of these bloopers. And I'll try one more time to remove the peg. Okay, you just have to, so we'll put that back on. It's just so many things that you can do with this that I'm like, wow, man, no wonder people are buying up these Figma action figures. People love them. And then last but not least, remember how I told you guys in my Mr. Freeze video that I don't like the effects already on? I prefer the effects. Here's the beautiful thing about this effects. I was like, wow, they developed the same system as the sheath for the sword for the effect. You slide it in there, and now he's got a whoosh, you know, bringing down the sword on the bad guys. So in a few minutes, we'll definitely take a look at the articulation, and we'll definitely take a look afterwards on the accessories, how they all fit in. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take links after we do the articulation. I'm going to put his angry action face with his action hair on it for you, and then we're going to piece him together with everything, like if he was going into battle and how it would look. So let's start off by looking at the details of Link. Look at that. Here's the cool thing. Look at that. You can even animate his little hat on there. It's just the range of motion that you get. Look at that. That's just amazing. So let's let's continue looking. I mean, I can see why people love this warrior and they love this guy. Just amazing, amazing. And guys, I left a comment in my community because I do have a Figma toy, or it could be a Bandai, so forgive me, Naruto, but I haven't been able to do a review of Naruto because I don't know anything about it. And the few episodes that I try to stomach, it was just pointless and childish. So if you guys know what episode I should start watching where it's a little bit more serious and there's plenty of actions and bad guys, let me know, guys. Please let me know in the comments or let me know in the community where I posted about Naruto. So we're going to begin, guys. I'm showing you some of the articulation. And Chris, this is as far as his arms will go. There's just a single joint inside. It doesn't have a bushing or anything like that. You do get this range here, and it's just single hinged, and you still get this range to get back here. So that's amazing. With that, you also get, not only does the wrist system work like this, it goes in and out, goes up and down. So you do get that in there. Let's put his arm here again. Now, the head does come that much, goes up that much, as you guys can see here. Do we get an ab crunch? Unfortunately, we don't get that. We don't get as much as a crunch there, and that's okay. You do get an ab swivel, and that's as far as you're gonna go. As far as the legs goes, guys, the costume or whatever you want to call this, it's not a loincloth, it's just the entire thing. Hinges here, but that's okay. I'm sure you animators out there know what to do. Single jointed knees, but this is as far as you get it. And this is the articulation of the toes. You get that kind of swivel. And amazingly enough, for a small figure like this, with a lot of plastic, Mcfarlane does get toe articulation with extra hands. So for the price point, guys, I can tell you it's 60 bucks, and this thing is just a treasure. This thing is just amazing with everything that comes. As a matter of fact, Chris, I may not send this back to you because I'm starting to like this guy. I'm kidding. So in a few minutes now, I'm gonna heat this guy up so I can remove everything. And guys, I hate to say this, if you're an animator out there and you already know, heat your figures up. Oh, look at that, guys. I didn't see that. You get something like a thigh swivel here. Forgive me for that. But you also get a swivel from the knee, from right here. It does swivel. So yeah, you get a lot of range for your figure to be posing in actions and things like that. So I'm going to take out from the baggie the hands, and then we're going to swap them out. I'm going to heat up the figure so I can show you how to put the head on, because it's a unique way of changing out the head. And again, Chris, once again, if you're going to display this guy on your shelf and you decide that you want to change some of the things from him, you got to heat up the figure. So we'll be right back, guys, as I show you how to interswap things around. All right, guys, and just like that, I am back. I've gone ahead and put the first weapon holding hand on him. This didn't give me too much of a hard time because I guess the figure is a little bit hot. So we'll put his other hand in here. It goes in here, guys. Again, be very careful. The peg is extremely small. So I would suggest always heating up the figure. And look at that. And just like that, it fits there perfectly. Okay. The next step, guys, is let's just see how he looks with the sheet behind him. It goes right here. Move the little hat out of the way. And I think they did that because I think this company does think about the animator. I don't know. I'm under that impression. Now, it does go like that, or I would prefer like that because you gotta, well, let me see. If I was a warrior, I'd probably have the shield on my left, and I probably have the sword on my right, but I can do either or. You guys tell me which you prefer. So I probably have the shield on my left and the sword on my right. So I will swing the sheath over. And if you take the sword, goes in like that, and look at that. This is more of a much more warrior aesthetic. So the next step, guys, is I'm going to show you real simple how to put the sword in his hands. Guys, be very careful. This part here is very small. It could be mistaken for a speck of dust, but it does go here like this. Slide that in there. And then put the end cap. It's so small that I'm getting nervous. And there you have it. There you have it, gents. He's now got the sword there. The next step, guys, is we're going to get the shield on him. So let's see if I get him to stand up a little bit for me. And guys, one of the beautiful things about this figure is that he can also wear the shield on his back too. So we'll definitely, if you guys want, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. That you guys want. It's not like you guys can respond. We're not live. Anyways, so with the shield, like I said earlier, you take the handles off. You take the strap off. Okay. You take, I got to pull them closer because they're very delicate, very small. So I apologize. I know you guys hate it when I take them off camera, but it's only to make my life a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and put the end cap. We're going to go ahead and put the shield in his hand first. Okay. I can see why they also put the little strap, because the handle tends to swivel. So I'm pulling them off camera again for you. I got that in there. Now let's put the strap on because I don't want the arm to keep moving around everywhere. And the strap goes into one peg like that. See the other peg there? Now, the best approach, guys, is to already put the strap there linked in the bottom. No pun intended there, link. Try to swing it open. Again, guys, I apologize. I'm getting them off camera, just trying to swing. And then connect on the top part. You guys can hear that. And here's the shield. So this is what it looks like with him with the shield. And then last but not least, guys, when it comes to the weapons or the accessories, is the sword effect that you get. Here he is. And then you definitely get these, you'll get those dynamic poses once you get them on the stand. I'm going to lie him down for a moment, guys, just to move the stand a little bit. And then peg this here. It looks like it doesn't want to go into the peg. I'm not going to force it, guys. So this is what he looks like on it there with all his weapons. It does make him now a little top heavy, but that's okay. We'll figure him out, how to get him to stand. There you go. There he is. So now I'm going to show you how to swap out the face, guys. So we'll be right back. All right. And if you're watching the video from now, you're probably looking at it and you're saying, what the hell? And yes, you have to heat this up to get the face to come out, and I'll show you the dynamic. Instead of showing you how it comes off, let me show you the order that it goes in, and it's the same order you got to take them off. So the first step, guys, is not only heating up the parts, but the first step is to slide the face. Let's get the camera to focus here. To slide into that right there. It's a little weird, but it does slide in. You got to put just a little bit of pressure, but if the figure's hot enough, it will go in. And if you notice, guys, there's these two little pegs in his hairline. That's where the hair goes, and here you just take the hair and try to smush it in there the best that you can. So this is what it looks like now with his angry face. Let me just adjust it a little bit more. It is leaving a little bit of a gap there, so I'm going to heat it up just a little bit more, guys. All right, I'll be right back. Here we are. I did try to close the gap a little bit, but not much. The hat does make it a little bit impossible, but once you get it heated up and used to coming in and out, it'll definitely work for you. Here he is with, let's put his action back again. Let's put the sheath back on the sword with the action sword, showing him into action with his shield. Let's give him a dynamic pose. I did heat up a little bit of the figure to get the peg for him to stand, so we'll do that there. So we'll give him now an action pose. We'll show him. There he is with all his glory. Whoops, let's fix the stand a little bit. I really don't use stands, so that's why I'm having a hard time. I usually just try to get my figures to stand if I have them on my shelf, or they have those stands that go on the feet. But as you guys can see here, he is looking angry. There he is. What do you guys think? So overall, guys, I know it's an excessively long video, but I wanted to share this guy with you. Again, like I said, this episode's brought to you by Chris. He definitely made the magic happen here. So let me know, guys, what you guys thought of today's review. Tell me if this is something you're going to add. Obviously, if you're a Zelda fan, you probably already have this on your shelf. You're probably familiar with this kind of action figure. Whoops, there's the shield, as you can see. See how it just comes off. It's got to get used to, you know. And so there he is. So, you know, guys, let me know your thoughts if this is something that you're going to obtain, you're going to add to your collection. I certainly did enjoy trying to understand the figure, trying to understand what we've got here in our hands. And I definitely liked it. So like I said, if you like today's episode, don't forget to give Chris a big shout out for today's episode. Don't forget to hit the like. Guys, a lot of you've told me you're not getting my notifications, so you got to hit on that bell. And most of all, guys, it would mean the world to me if you guys get me on the road to 1,000. We're almost there. So please subscribe. It definitely will help me a lot. So with that said, guys, I am humbly thanking you for watching it. I've got already 3 people who have sponsored this channel by sending me action figures that they wanted me to review. So if you're interested, reach out to me in any of my social media and send me on a DM. So with that said, this is Red. I thank you for watching. I'm with Link, and we are